60. Difficult words.
차다, 가득, 왠지, 설마, 찍다, 다행, 달소스, howtostudykorean.com.
Below is a list of vocabularies to be used in this lesson. Introduction. Just like in the previous lesson, this lesson will teach you some difficult words that you would not otherwise understand. These are all words that you wouldn't otherwise understand if you just saw them in a vocabulary list. I'll break each word down step by step as I always do. Let's get started with the list of words. Vocabulary.
차다,
Means to be full.
가득,
Means filled. Adverb.
자신감,
Means confidence.
표정,
Means facial expression.
왠지,
Means for some reason.
설마,
Means don't tell me that.
찍다,
Means to take picture, to stamp, to dot, to dip, to scan.
도장,
Means a seal stamp that Korean people have to replace a signature.
다행하다,
Means to be thankful.
달,
Means at some point in a month. To be full.
가득 차다 채우다,
Is an active verb that means to fill. For example,
병의 끝까지 물을 채워주세요.
please fill the bottle to the top, to the finish, with water.
그들은 집을 이상한 가구로 채웠어요.
They filled their house with weird furniture. The passive equivalent
차다,
can be used to indicate that some area is fulfilled. For example,
교실이 완전히 찼어요.
the classroom is completely full.
식당이 완전히 찼어요.
The restaurant is completely full. The two sentences above are slightly unnatural in Korean because of their ambiguity. You can indicate what the area is filled with by using the particle
으로,
after a noun. For example,
교실이 학생들로 완전히 찼어요.
the classroom is completely filled with students.
식당이 손님으로 완전히 찼어요.
The restaurant is completely filled with customers, despite being in the past tense.
찼다,
Is describing that an area is currently full in the present, much like how in English the past tense filled can be used to indicate that something is full in the present tense. It is also common to add
있다,
to
차다,
to create the meaning that something is fulfilled in the present. For example,
교실이 학생들로 완전히 차 있어요.
the classroom is completely full with students.
식당이 손님으로 완전히 차 있어요.
The restaurant is completely full with customers, a common adverb that is often included in sentences with
채우다,
or.
차다,
Is
가득, 가득,
is an adverb that carries the feeling that something is completely filled full. It doesn't translate to anything special, other than completely, and it is more of a word that is included for feeling. For example,
교실은 학생들로 가득 찼어요.
the classroom is completely filled with students.
식당은 손님으로 가득 찼어요.
The restaurant is completely filled with customers. Most people will tell you that
가득,
it means filled full, simply because it is very commonly used in combination with.
차다,
There might be some times where you see
가득하다,
as an adjective describing that something is full, but it is generally more natural to use.
가득 차다,
Instead, this same usage of
차다,
is also used to indicate that one is full with some sort of emotion or feeling. For example,
자신감에 찬 표정으로 새로운 직장에 들어갔어요.
he went into a new workplace with a face full of confidence.
시험 결과를 보고 저는 기쁨으로 가득 찼어요.
After looking at the exam results, I was full of joy.
손님이 불행에 찬 눈으로 주인을 봤어요.
The customer looked at the owner with eyes full of unhappiness.
차다,
Has other meanings, but they are unrelated to this usage and thus will be presented in the vocabulary lists of other lessons as separate words. You will see these words in other lessons, but it might be good to familiarize yourself with the different possible usages.
차다,
To kick, Lesson 55.
차다,
To wear a watch, Lesson 101.
차다,
To be cold, for some reason.
왠지,
In Lesson 30, you learned how to use
는을 을지,
in sentences when something is unknown. For example,
제가 준 것이 괜찮은지 모르겠어요.
I don't know if the thing that I gave is good.
이 빛이 충분히 밝은지 모르겠어요.
I don't know if this light is bright enough. In that lesson, you saw how question words could go in these types of sentences. For example,
그 사람을 왜 데려오는지 물어봤어요.
I asked him why he is bringing that person.
비상 출입구가 어디 있는지 찾았어요.
We found where the emergency exit is. In lesson 23, you learned about
그렇다.
and how it can be used as
그런.
to mean in that way. For example,
저는 그런 사람을 믿지 않아요.
I don't trust that type of person, those types of people.
저는 그런 것을 좋아하지 않아요.
I don't like that type of thing. Using
그렇다.
and the grammar taught in lesson 30, you can make the following sentence.
왜 그런지 몰라요.
I don't know why it is like that. The word
왠지.
is an adverb that has the meaning of the sentence above. It is used in sentences when the speaker doesn't know why something occurs or when something occurs for no clear reason. A typical translation for
왠지.
could be I don't know why, or for some reason. However, as always, I suggest that you worry less about the English translations and focus more on the meaning that
왠지.
has based on your knowledge from lesson 23 with
그렇다.
and how
는지.
can be applied to it.
그녀는 왠지 한국어를 배우고 싶었어요.
She wanted to learn Korean for some reason equals I don't know why, but she wanted to learn Korean.
나는 왠지 오늘 학교에 가기 싫어.
I don't want to go to school today for some reason equals I don't know why, but I don't want to go to school today.
오늘이 일요일이지만 버스가 승객들로 왠지 가득 찼어요.
Even though today is Sunday, the bus is packed filled with passengers for some reason equals I don't know why, but even though today is Sunday, the bus is packed filled with passengers. Expressing astonishment with
설마 설마.
is an adverb that is used in sentences to indicate a feeling that the speaker is amazed or astonished that something occurs. Much like other adverbs that have a feeling, it is difficult to translate
설마.
perfectly. So let's start with a simple example.
설마 밥을 다 먹었어요?
When looking at a sentence like this, look at the sentence without.
설마 밥을 다 먹었어요.
Did you eat all of the rice? If we include
설마.
in this sentence, the speaker is describing his amazement, astonishment that the action occurs. That is the sentence without.
설마.
Common translations of
설마.
are don't tell me that, or I can't believe that. For example,
설마 밥을 다 먹었어요.
don't tell me you ate all the rice equals I can't believe you ate all the rice.
설마.
Can be used in negative sentences too. For example,
설마 밥을 아직 안 먹었어요.
don't tell me that you haven't eaten rice yet equals I can't believe that you haven't eaten rice yet. Below are many more examples.
설마 아직도 아파요.
Don't tell me you are still sick.
설마 그곳에 혼자 가요.
Don't tell me you are going there by yourself.
설마 학생이 그렇게 답장을 했어요.
Don't tell me the student responded like that.
설마 우리가 내일 학교에 가야 돼요.
Don't tell me that we have to go to school tomorrow.
설마 그들이 아버지와 어머니가 모르게 결혼을 할 거야.
Don't tell me they will get married without their parents knowing.
설마.
Is often used by itself to express one's disbelief in a situation. Kind of like saying no way, that's ridiculous in English. I was traveling in Hong Kong with my father-in-law in 2015, and we were sitting down having dinner. In most restaurants in Korea, the servers will usually give you a big bottle of water for the whole table to use. This was my father-in-law's first trip abroad, and he had never experienced buying water at a restaurant. I was unsure of the customs in Hong Kong, but we had the following conversation. Father-in-law,
왜 이렇게 물을 안 줘?
why aren't they giving us any water? Me,
돈을 내야 될 것 같아요.
we'll probably need to pay for it. Father-in-law,
설마.
no way, that's ridiculous. I think we ended up getting free water in the end, but that story always sticks in my head. Full stop. To take a picture and other usages.
찍다 찍다.
Has many usages that all center around a general idea. As a general umbrella usage,
찍다.
is used when touching two objects together. I want to describe this touching two objects together with an example. Imagine you have a piece of meat, and want to dip the meat into sauce. How would you create this sentence? You know most of the words by this point.
저는 고기를 소스에
But what verb should you use?
찍다.
Is used in this situation. For example,
고기를 소스에 찍어야 돼요.
you need to dip the meat in the sauce. There are many other times when
찍다.
is the appropriate verb for a situation like this. Below are some examples of when
찍다.
is used. When taking a picture.
저는 사진을 찍었어요.
I took a picture. When stamping something.
저는 계약서에 도장을 찍었어요.
I stamp sealed the contract.
도장.
In Korean refers to a little stamp that is dipped in ink and pressed against a document, usually acting as an alternative to a signature, when putting a dot or period on paper.
문장이 끝날 때마다 점을 찍어야 돼요.
When a sentence is finished, you need to put a period. When scanning your transportation card on a bus or subway,
카드를 거기에 찍어야 돼요.
you need to scan your card there.
찍다.
Can be used in many situations, but they all center around this sort of theme. Thankfully,
다행이다.
the adjective
다행하다.
is used to describe a fortunate or lucky event. For example,
아무도 안 죽은 것은 다행한 일이에요.
nobody dying is a fortunate event. It can also be used as an adverb to mean fortunately. For example,
제가 유럽을 여행했을 때 다행히 문제가 생기지 않았어요.
when I traveled Europe, fortunately no problems came up. The noun
다행.
often translates to fortune or luck. Korean people often usually put
다행.
after a clause ending in
어서.
Lesson 37 to express that they are thankful that something happened. For example,
제가 와서 다행.
of course, the construction above is not a sentence.
이다.
Can be placed after
다행.
and be conjugated. For example,
제가 와서 다행이에요.
thankfully, I came.
다행.
And
다행하다.
aren't overly difficult, but I wanted to present them separately from other vocabulary because I remember wanting to know how to say thankfully when I was studying Korean. Below are many more examples.
비가 안 와서 다행이에요.
Thankfully it didn't rain.
물이 별로 안 뜨거워서 다행이에요.
Thankfully the water isn't too hot.
별로 안 비싸서 다행이에요.
Thankfully it's not too expensive.
사진을 많이 찍어서 다행이에요.
Thankfully you took many pictures.
아직 사람이 별로 없어서 다행이에요.
Thankfully there aren't that many people yet.
돈을 안 줘서 다행이에요.
Thankfully I didn't give him any money at some point in a month.
달.
In lesson 11, you learned how to say that an action occurs on a specific day of the month. For example,
저는 8월 15일에 도착할 거예요.
I will arrive on August 15th.
저는 이 여권을 1월 2일에 받았어요.
I received my passport on January 2nd. If you don't know the exact day in a month that an action occurs, you can attach
달.
to the name of the month to have the meaning of some time in. For example,
저는 5월 달에 한국에 갈 거예요.
I'm going to Korea sometime in May.
저는 6월 달에 시험을 볼 거예요.
I'm going to write an exam sometime in June. That's it for this lesson. For more info, please visit howtostudykorean.com.